What's going on?
Well, Your Honor, I've got a 13-year-old daughter and a ex-husband that's decided to start his life over, but I can't do that because I've got a child to take care of, and I need some help doing that.
What do you mean by start his life over? He remarried?
You know, he's decided to go back to school.
That's a good thing, right?
That's fine, but it doesn't help us any.
Okay, you mean financially?
Financially, right.
Okay, what type of activities are your daughter, involved in?
She wants to do cheerleading, and she's on student council.
Okay. And I'm assuming student council costs, they have a membership fee or something?
They have membership fees, and they have a lot of activities that they do that they're involved in because it's kind of a leadership thing.
Before we step into today's intense courtroom story, take a moment to support the channel. If you enjoy real courtroom drama explained in a simple documentary style, make sure you subscribe to the channel right now. These cases reveal real-life struggles, emotional conflicts, and powerful judgments that impact families and children. Your like helps this video reach more viewers who enjoy real legal stories. Share this video with friends who love courtroom moments and justice being served. Stay until the end because today's case involves a struggling mother.
And so they have a lot of things that they have to go to as well.
Okay. All right, and you're just looking for some financial assistance?
I'm just asking for some help.
Sounds pretty straightforward, sir. Is there a reason why you don't want to give her any money to pay for your daughter?
Well, it's not that I don't want to pay. It's just I'm not working at all. I'm a full-time student.
Okay.
My tuition is paid for, and I've got a Pell Grant, and I get basically $3,200 for a school year to help cover my living expenses as well. So,
do they break that up by semester?
It's broken up by semester. I have to maintain grades and stay in school. I have to prove that to be able to continue to receive the grant. So.
The courtroom rises as the judge takes the bench and today's case begins. A mother named Miss Cook brings her situation to the court. She explains that she has a 13-year-old daughter to raise, and life has become extremely difficult. Her ex-husband has moved on with his life. He remarried and decided to go back to school to build a new future. While that might sound positive, Miss Cook says it leaves her struggling alone with their child's responsibilities. Their daughter is involved in activities like cheerleading and student council.
I'm just trying to further my education. I understand my daughter's important to me. I love her very much, but I'm going back to law. I'm trying to get into law school, so I'm trying to figure out how to better it in the long run.
Okay. That sounds pretty fair, ma'am. Are you aware that he gets this Pell Grant money?
Yes, ma'am, I am. But I know a lot of students also work at least a part-time job.
Right.
And, the money he's getting with the Pell Grant, I know it's not a lot, but again, I'm only a daycare worker, so I don't get a lot of money either, and I need some help even just with her normal everyday things. I'm paying for her insurance as it is, and just trying to keep things going is difficult.
Right, I understand, but you can't.
The judge turns to the father and asks the important question. Why isn't he paying child support? The father calmly explains that he is not refusing to support his daughter. The reality is that he currently has no job. He says he is a full-time student and is trying to improve his future through education. His tuition is covered by a Pell Grant, and the grant gives him around $3,200 for the entire school year. That money must also help him survive while studying.
Squeeze blood out of a rock. Okay? You understand that, right?
Yes.
He's only going to be obligated to pay whatever it is that he has as income. Although some students may work, not all full-time students have a job either. I mean, you have to take that into consideration. So based on the information that he provided and that the testimony that you both gave, him confirming the amount of money that he receives from going to school and you knowing that, that's all he's going to be obligated to give you at the moment. Now, later, at some time when he does, presumably go to law school or anything like that, you can receive extra money after he starts working. But as for right now, I can't take more from him than what he has. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Father continues explaining his long-term goal. He hopes to attend law school one day and build a stable career that will allow him to provide more for his daughter in the future. The judge then asks the mother if she already knew about the Pell Grant income. She confirms that she did. However, she also explains something important. Many students still work part-time jobs while studying. She herself works as a daycare worker and earns very little money. Between insurance payments,
Yes. So $3,200 per school year is not even, he's not even making a full year worth of that money. You said a semester is broken down, so like $1,600 or so.
That's about right. So I'm living with somebody else that's going to school, so we're helping split the expenses, trying to make it last as long as we possibly can.
Right, right. So, ma'am, based on what he's telling me, and I have to assume his testimony is true until you provide me with anything different. That's all he has at this time. So that's all that I can calculate off of. So because of that, $3,200 is not a lot of money. So I would have to base his child support on minimum wage.
the judge pauses and explains a difficult reality of the legal system. Courts cannot demand money that someone simply does not have. As the judge says, you cannot squeeze blood out of a rock. Even though some students manage to work while studying, not every full-time student can balance both responsibilities. The court must calculate child support based on actual income. In this case, the father's only income is the Pell Grant money. At the same time,
You understand?
Yes, and
Okay.
any help would help.
Okay, it's something. It's something.
Right.
You know, it may not cover everything, but you also work. So until he's able to get a better, not necessarily a better job because he's not working right now, but maybe, as he keeps going through school, he may get more money from a Pell Grant. We don't necessarily know, but until that happens, he'll be at this amount. So gross of minimum wage is $1,256. Net of $1,134.87, which brings your monthly obligation to $226.97. That's based on minimum wage. Okay? All right. With that 226,
the judge now begins calculating the father's financial responsibility. Since the Pell Grant totals only $3,200 per year, it is a very small amount to live on. Because the father has no official job, the court bases the calculation on minimum wage standards. After reviewing the numbers, the judge announces the decision. The father will be required to pay $226.97 per month in child support. The judge explains that this amount may not cover everything, but it is still support for the child. She asks the mother if that amount could at least help with school, activities like cheerleading and student council.
Some help. I wasn't expecting him to do everything.
okay. All right. And sir, you understand that, correct?
So when does that start?
That starts today.
Okay.
The obligation starts today. Just know that in the future, when you get a job or you start receiving more money for some reason from your Pell Grant, you have an obligation to report that. And if you don't, she can actually report it and bring you back to court. And at that time, you will be paying more than minimum wage in child support. Just want to make sure you understand that. So if you become a big-time lawyer one day and, for some reason your child is still under the age of 18, your child support could still go up.
I got it.
Okay? Any questions from either of you?
Yeah.
Okay, if there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
The mother responds honestly and says she never expected the father to handle every expense. She only wanted some help so their daughter could continue participating in school activities. The judge officially orders the payments to begin immediately. However, she also gives the father an important warning. If his financial situation improves in the future, whether through a job or higher income, he must report it. If he becomes successful later, even as a lawyer, the child support amount could increase.